Up Late with Johnny Potenza is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Coming to you live from the city that never sleeps, New York City. It's Up Late with Johnny Potenza. Welcome the host of Up Late, Johnny Potenza.
Yeah. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the Up Late with Johnny Potenza show. How's everybody doing? Yeah. What a good-looking crowd, I tell you. You guys still up from New Year's Eve or what? Yeah. Well, this is actually a New Year's special. Give you a little brief. Going on season 2 finally. We started this new show in December 2019. Did about 4 episodes, got shut down to COVID in 20 of March. 18 months went by, came back, did another 4 shows, shut us down again. So technically right now we should be on almost our 4th season, or at least our 3rd. So now it's going to be our 2nd season, and hopefully rotation will say it is, and everybody will stay healthy, right? Yeah. I mean, it threw everybody off their game. I mean, in life in general, my crew, my staff, and we're like half staffed now, so we've been really working hard just to get the show going. But, you know, the will of God, we're making it happen, and here we are today. My first guest up tonight, she's hailing from New Jersey. She's an actress, a dancer, and a choreographer. We have Natalie Hayes-Scott in the house tonight. Yeah. I had to get that right because she's my second cousin. So, my next guest up tonight is he's well known over the East and West Coast. We have comedian Buda. Buda. Also known as Buda. My third guest up tonight, he's a very well-known actor and independent film director. We got the one and only Paul Borghese in the house. Yeah. And my musical act tonight, they're good friends of my family. Known these guys forever. We got Dr. Dave and the Flynnity. Yeah. No. What's the name of that band now, Dr. Dave? Yeah, there you go. It's Dr. Dave and the Holy Flynnity. Dr. Dave's been on my show with so many bands and so many guests, I forget. But as I said, I'm just getting back on my game, too, so you got to excuse my memory lapse. But we're going to have a great show for you tonight. So I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to bring up our first guest. Yeah. All right. So, any New Year's resolutions out there? That's what I said. What am I going to do? Make the same sins every year? Make that money. Make that money. So, that's it. So let's bring on our first guest. As I said, she's hailing from New Jersey. She's an actress, dancer, and choreographer. Let's give her an up-late welcome for Natalie Hayes-Scott. Yeah! What's going on, my dear?
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right. Well, let's get it out of the way now. Natalie's my second cousin, 2 marriages.
Yes, we're family.
Yeah, we are. We're family. So what's going on?
A lot's going on.
You got a big resume here.
Yeah, I got a lot of projects going on right now. I'm currently working on a project with the Count Basie Center of the Arts. This is in Red Bank, New Jersey. We're going to be putting on a show called Once on This Island. Yeah.
I know. I read all about that.
All right. So, yeah, Once on This Island is a Caribbean story. It takes place in the islands about a girl named Tamoon who befriends the gods, and the gods kind of send her on this journey as a quest for love. She falls in love with a rich boy from the aristocratic part of the island, and it's basically a retelling of Little Mermaid.
Oh, awesome.
Right now, again, I'm working with the Basie Center of the Arts, but I've worked in a lot of local theaters, Spring Lake Community Theater, Algonquin. I've worked in APAC, which is Axelrod.
Yes.
Worked for smaller companies like Dunbar Repertory Company. I've done a couple films locally. So I've been keeping myself very busy.
Yeah. And you were a teacher too, right?
I used to be a teacher.
Used to? What happened?
So I stopped teaching in June to go on to a new mission. I'm working for a nonprofit now. It's called SPTS.
Yes.
It's the Society of the Prevention of Teen Suicide. There's been a lot of suicides. The rate of mental health has gone really as far as like the peak of this is a conversation that we're having in schools. This is a conversation that should be happening at home, society. I think we've all felt it during COVID. So I basically got a calling from this organization. They do a program called Lead You. And I am a program lead that goes into assemblies and do interactive assemblies to help young teens.
Oh, that's awesome. And how's the success rate with that? Good?
Love it. Yeah, I love it. I definitely can see the energy change just from the students who walk into our assemblies. I mean, the interactive piece, the being able to interact with different teaching artists that we bring in, it really is an amazing experience.
Now with this whole play, I know you've been working on it for months. And when does it start to show? In February? Is it February 2023?
Yes. So it's only one weekend, and we're actually currently casting it right now.
Get out of here.
So by the time, hopefully, that we'll have a full cast, and we'll be going up in the third week of February.
Oh, any good potentials or no?
We don't know yet. This is all completely very new.
Wow.
This is the first time that we're bringing such a cultural piece to the stage out of Phoenix Productions, Count Basie. They both work hand in hand. But this will be probably one of our first completely colored casts. So we're very, very excited.
That should be awesome. You got your hands full.
All the time.
And listen, you don't got that much time.
No, never. So even with that going on, I help out with Kula Farms. It's a local farm in the area in Asbury, and I put on programming for kids to learn hands-on in the garden and hands-on in STEM and all that sort of stuff. So again, lots of projects going on. Yeah,
well, you know what these kids say in the suicide rate and all that stuff, the best thing, as you said, you got to keep their minds busy, find their creativity, and show them some love, I gather, right?
Absolutely. So I try to give them as many outlets as possible, whether it's from Lead You, whether it's from Count Basie, or whether it's from working on the farm. I try to give them as many outlets as possible.
Do they have to have a resume to come in, or they just...
Oh, no, we build that.
Now, listen, what's your whole role with playing in this production? Because I know you're wearing a lot of hats with it, technically.
Yes. Well, this time I'm not actually performing in this production. No. I will be choreographing this production along with my husband, who will be director. That's Jared Scott.
Yeah. Where is he, though, chat tonight?
Oh, he's teaching. So he's a teacher as well. He works for Lake House Music Academy. He is a vocal performance coach.
Yeah. Very good, too. Originally, we were supposed to have Natalie and him come up and sing, but we got overbooked and the bookings got switched. But Natalie's here to talk about how to play, and then we'll bring you back down the road, and you give us a little Sonny and Cher.
I would absolutely love that.
It's so many speaks, so many words. So, what's the name of the play again that's in Asbury Park? And that's in April, correct?
Oh, so there is another show. That one I will actually be performing in. That one is going to be with a completely different company. It's going to be Asbury Park Theater Company. They are doing a straight play called American Son. You may have heard of it. Netflix did a film of it. Kerry Washington starred in it. But there is also a stage adaptation for that show as well. So I will be playing the Kerry Washington role in American Son. And it also touches on those colorism and cultural sides. It's a very, very strong piece.
Now let's go back a little. At what age did you get into this? I mean, did you know you always wanted to be in the arts? How'd that work for you?
Oh, well, I started performing when I was about 3. On and off stage. I really solidified it when I was in middle school. And I have been performing in a lot of different calibers since then. And I mean, I guess that's going on now like 20 years, which is pretty awesome.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, vocaling, singing, how long?
I would say just as long, but I think all performers kind of categorize themselves. I would definitely say I'm an actor who dances and sings.
Got you.
Dance is definitely my first love. I love trying different styles. I am very big in musical theater and modern, but I also, appreciate the classics, ballet. I do a little tap as well.
Favorite dancer, choreographer in your eyes?
Favorite dancer, choreography? Choreography, for sure.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, who's my favorite?
Yeah, but that too.
I think I'm going to have to go classic. I really love dance companies, so Alvin Ailey is definitely a big inspiration for me right now.
Now, what about like Paula Abdul, Janet Jackson?
Oh, yeah, all of that. I've grown up
Madonna,
on all of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would have to say my favorite, though, is Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
I think Jared would totally not agree with me, but Janet Jackson is definitely my girl.
They're all great. But they all got their own style.
Absolutely.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
So what about you? What do you see yourself, say, in 3 years from now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I love having all aspects of what I've got going on. I never get bored, as you can kind of tell.
You're at that age that you can't get bored.
Right. So I would really just love to keep building on what I'm doing right now. Build Up, Lead You, keep that program going. I think it has a great message that's being sent into schools right now. And really expanding our program that Jared and I have going on at the Basie, because we do love the atmosphere, we love the people, and we really love working one-on-one with the kids.
Yeah, well, you know what? The kids need a lot of help these days. They're very confused. There's too much for them to see that they shouldn't be seeing, and there's too much violence going on.
And too much access to it.
Among other things that I'm not going to get into because, I got to keep my mouth shut, for a night. yeah, right?
Oh, he does that?
Yeah, I try to filter. So now where can people find you on the internet, website, if they want to come see the play? Where can people see you?
Okay. Well, you can actually follow me personally. My Instagram handle is MissNat_Marie. If you are looking for more information about my upcoming show, Once on This Island, you can check out Count Basie Center of the Arts. They have their own website. And they also are selling tickets online on their website as well. You will want to go to Phoenix Productions for that, because that is the company running out of Count
Yeah, before we go with that, tell us about Phoenix Productions. I know they've been around for at least 30 years.
Yes.
And they do the footlights of all the stages?
Oh, no, they do all productions.
Oh, so everything?
So, yes.
That's what I was reading. I thought it was just...
Oh, yeah, no. So they do stagecraft. They'll do their own, sets. They do costumes, all of those things.
Okay.
A lot of it is volunteer that comes in. But they also put on full-on main stage shows. Actually, Phoenix and Count Basie have now merged as of the coming year that just happened. Cool. So Phoenix is doing all of the Count Basie's in-house productions, and they do about 4 or 5 a year now.
Oh, wonderful. Well, listen, I wish you the best, and I want to keep you with us on rotation. You're part of the crew now.
Oh, yeah.
So we got
to,
keep us posted if you got any giveaways down the road for any free tickets or whatever you got down the road. We always give things away on the show, but I'm definitely going to come try to drag some people with me.
Cool, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be awesome.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having
Everybody,
me.
let's give it up for Nat. Yeah. My next guest up tonight, he's hailing from wherever he's hailing because he's Buda. Let's give him an up-late welcome for Buda.
Hey, how we doing, Staten Island? We doing good? Wow, look at this beautiful audience. Look at this. It's so good, man. We're done with the mask thing, I think. Look, I don't care if you wear a mask. You don't wear a mask. Your sister wears a mask. You put a mask on the dog when you take him for a walk. You believe in the shots. You don't believe in the shots. Sir, you wipe front to back, but she wipes back to front. Look, just do us all a favor if we're traveling anywhere in the United States and stay out of the left lane doing 15 miles an hour under the speed limit. By the way, it's 9 p.m. and you have your daytime running lights on, okay? I'm ecstatic. We having fun, Staten Island? Give it up for everybody on here tonight. We got people over 40 out there. Make some noise if we're over 40. Come on. Yeah. 40's that age, right? I'm up there. I'm 48. Oh, my God. I'm 40. 40's the age where you learn to hate everybody around you at the same time, but you don't say nothing. But in your head, you're thinking about what weapons you're going to use on people, okay? Yeah. You can't keep it in, right, anymore. Over 50, we got people over 50 out here. Make some noise. All right. See, you can't keep it in over 50, right? I could tell, sir. Look at you. You're just waiting to get out of your seat. 50, you got to get it out, right? Because what happens if you don't get it out? It comes out your ass, right? And who needs that? So you got a book at home, right? And when you meet somebody that you don't like, in the book they go, right? First, middle, last name, right? And you write it in script, so no one under 19 can read the book, okay? Because we're raising a bunch of idiots. Yeah, you guys can laugh. It's okay. It's. I'm telling you, man. I'm not old, but my age is this. I'm at the age now where the things that I was taught is being unproven. Anyone else at that age? Like growing up, Pluto used to be a planet. Mickey used to be with Minnie. Now she's fucking goofy. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you. There was a time you didn't ask a woman 2 questions, right, guys? What were they? You don't ask a woman her weight, and you don't ask a woman her age. In 2022, you don't ask a woman if she's a woman. You understand? No, don't do it. Because if you're wrong, she'll kick your ass. Trust me. It's expensive being single in 22. When I go out, I got to make sure. Can't use normal drugs anymore. I got to use Viagra. I drop Viagra in women's drinks. And Geppetto sees Pinocchio. I move on to the next one, okay? I'm telling you, man. I get older. I get mad at things I was never mad at before. You guys get mad at things, right? That you were never mad at before? Here's one. These cookie companies that shrink cookies and think fat people didn't notice. We noticed. We even know who started. You know who started this? The Girl Scouts, right? $6 for a box of shitty cookies nobody's looking for. And you shrunk them? Look, I've been eating them since 1974, okay? I know how much room a Samoa takes up on my mouth, so don't be shrinking the cookie. There's too many choices nowadays. If I'm gonna complain about like cookies, I gotta complain about milk, right? How many different liquids do we need for our coffee in the morning, all right? Right? They're all spoiled, these young kids. How many different... I grew up in the 80s, we had 2 liquids. We had skim milk and regular. That was it. Then they started all the math with the milk. Remember? This is 1%. You know they're going to up it. Right here it comes, 2%. Then they quit the whole percentage to milk program. No 3% milk, no 8% milk, no 97% milk. I love this one. This is evaporated milk. Oh, yeah? Well, if evaporated, what's in the can for $1.17, okay? It evaporated. I know. Then here's where my blood pressure gets boiling. Around 2000, a bunch of spoiled bitches, too good to drink Lactaid like the rest of us, started milking every nut on the planet, right? Every nut. Don't you feel like every year there's a new milk coming out? The new nut milk. Listen. Enough already. Look, how many they're running out of nuts, okay? Pistachio nuts, almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk, oat milk, rice milk. Give me a break. I'm just saying. I'm getting to the point where I hope all your kids get kidnapped. You'll never know. There are pictures on the milk carton. See how that works? I'm telling you, man. I'm getting older and get mad at young kids because they can't wait, right? You got anybody young here? You got young people in the back, right? They're impatient. They can't wait for nothing. I know, we love you. Pain in the ass. Wait a second. They don't know what it's like. They weren't around in the 80s when you had to stand outside Blockbuster on a Friday night for 4 hours waiting for Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, to come out on VHS tape, and all 400 copies are out. There may be one copy coming back around 8 o'clock. Your bedtime was 10. The movie's an hour and a half. Gives 30 minutes for this jerk off to show up, right? And he's late. You get home, and you have like 30 seconds. You put the tape in, and what happened? He didn't rewind it. Oh, my God, he didn't rewind it. Young kids don't know. Young kids don't know about that. They have everything in their hands right now. Am I wrong? You could look up 18 midgets play with a koala, and 19 different videos show up. You'll see. Enjoy your age while you can. 40's the age where you can't eat the foods you used to love, right? People in here over 40, who could eat Taco Bell outside of your home successfully? Yeah, nobody. I know everybody's butthole just closed in the show over there. All right, we're okay. There's certain rules. Like in your 20s, you don't care what you eat, you know? In your 40s, you got to watch. You can't just do what you want. Problem is, you got to have rules. Here's the rule. I could eat Taco Bell. I just have to be at home on the toilet eating it. You understand? And here's the rule. Chalupa in, chalupa out. Or I ain't leaving the house. There's certain stores, too, that you don't like. Home Depot's one of them. I don't like Home Depot. For the location of the restroom. Anybody know where the bathroom is at Home Depot? Anybody in the audience? All the way in the back. Someone who crapped them pants, just like me. I know. It's all the way in the back of the store. And when you're over 40... your butthole will let you know when you have a minute and a half before there's going to be an act, right? You all heard it. It goes, bah, bah, bah. Okay, we're almost here. Take it easy. Oh, my God. You get to the front door. You're like, where's the bathroom? To the left, to the right. And the 25-year-old snot-nosed little prick just goes, it's all the way in the back, sir. Oh, my God. Really? Anybody ever just drag a shit leg through the entire Home Depot looking for the bathroom? Where is the bathroom here? You got to drag your foot through sawdust. Oh, my God. Past toilets that are not hooked up. I know. You ever just crap in the display model? Call it a Monday? I'm telling you, man. You'll see. You'll get older. You can't eat certain things. You really can't. You've ever been holding the crap so long on the highway you lose your vision for a second? And when you can finally focus, you realize you're doing 86 miles an hour. And you're on the cash side of Easy Pass. You ever been there by accident? No one has, right? Just so you know, they have warning strips in the ground on the cash side to let you know the toll is coming up. For 3 miles, every 2 feet, there's a warning strip. You're over 40 doing 86 with Taco Bell, knocking on your back doorknob as your whole car just starts... Hold the crap for 17 hours, but as soon as you get 10 feet away from the bathroom door, what happens? Your brain sends a message to your asshole. Start crowning! It's as if the Bluetooth in your asshole automatically connected to the toilet. You know what I mean? So now you're crowning. Your water broke 2.5 minutes ago. You're like 4 centimeters dilated at this point. Those of you who had children, if you forgot what 4 centimeters was, not that much, give or take. You ever eat White Castle by accident recently? Over 40? Worst thing ever. It creates a situation. Like, did you ever have to go and you're not where you have to go? So you fart around a poop? You ever do that? Like, you're not where you need to be and you just go, it's dangerous. I had White Castle. I shit so hard the stall next to me flushed. I didn't know what to do. You'll see. You get older. Can't eat certain foods, right? Young guys eat cranberries all day long. You'll see. One day you'll have to do the laundry, and that'll change. Right? You eat cranberries, sir? No, right? Because he knows better. Here's why. Cranberries are one of them foods. They come out the same way they go in, right? But not like corn, Johnny P. You see corn, you're like, oh, my God, I just... You eat a cranberry, you're calling in your lady because you're scared. Honey, come in here. Get the medical card and call my mother. I'm cramping blood clots. Something's wrong. You had a cranberry scone, you idiot. Oh, that's right. By the way, if you can get a woman to come in and look at your mess in the bathroom, marry her. That's wife material. Listen, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. That's my time. Give it up for Johnny P.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, mozzarella sticks ready? What is that?
Buda. We got the man right here. What's up, Buda?
What's up, Johnny P?
You know,
You have pants on behind that desk? I don't believe it.
crazy. What, you want to take care of me? Come here.
You got 3 seconds, right, guys? I'll give him a little.
Kidding. The last time you were on the show was the Late Night with Johnny P show, 2016.
260 pounds ago, Johnny P.
That's
Where
right.
is it? Where is it?
Yeah, Buda lost 260 pounds, whether you can believe that or not. Yeah.
Yeah, who knew I was circumcised this whole time? This whole time I'm circumcised.
That's
I had
off
no
the
idea.
That's off the hook. You must have a strong heart.
Dude, I lost you. What do you weigh?
Me? I'm actually
No, the guy behind
overweight. I'm like 200 now.
You're overweight.
I
200. I
yeah.
weighed 200 in third grade.
I should be like 175. But it's all right.
I like it.
So what's going on post-COVID?
Dude, I'm just glad to be doing comedy show like inside at like a place that has a microphone and lighting.
Yeah.
And not a bowling alley or a laundromat.
Yeah, we have
you
no
laugh.
comedy clubs on the island. It's either the Dakota Diner, right?
Right.
And, or Nucci's has it every now and then, but there's no comedy clubs on Staten Island no more.
It's because New York doesn't laugh at much anymore, bro.
Jersey Shore has a nice
yeah.
nice scene down there.
We don't mess around.
And you do Atlantic City a lot.
Dude,
Talk
I'm in
about that.
We have AC jokes. You got to come to Tropicana. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Give it up for them.
Yeah.
Listen, we made it through the pandemic, everything. Like, we were putting on shows outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't matter, bro. We'll do Christmas part. We've done everything.
Are you at the Trop a lot?
Yeah, I'm there like 4 or 5 days a week.
Well, good. Do me a favor.
Craziness.
Get me some comps.
Yeah, listen to him like I'm anybody. What are you kidding me? They all come to, that's the whole thing about why Atlantic City's so great. Y'all are missing out. You need to come to AC, man. There's so much stuff that happens.
There's a lot going
Crazy
on there.
stuff goes on.
Listen, the only way in the comedy world these days is you got to tour. But the problem is you got to have money to fall back on because most of these comics that ain't known, they tour all around the States, but they come back with no money.
Right.
So you have to have either
Gas
someone
prices are ridiculous.
bankrolling you, or you have to have a lot of money or be retired or something
Well, you just
like that.
rob banks in between shows. That's what we do.
Well, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, I could use you. You a good driver?
I'm good.
I'm not letting you talk. You're not a good. He's not a good talker now. I'm just
We don't talk. We don't talk. So now, what's going on New Year's Eve? You're playing a big New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I'm at the Comedy Cove in Springfield, New Jersey. So
right.
You guys want to get tickets for that? BudaTheComedian.com.
And who else was on the bill that night?
I have no idea. What a piece of garbage I am.
You're like the only comic that actually promotes the show.
I do. Like, I was waiting for the flyer.
I didn't say that.
Long, I made my own flyer.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, I'll make my own flyer, dude. I got you. But no.
It's all good. Listen, at the end of the day,
I promote you all the time because you're a funny guy, dude. And
you're a funny guy.
I believe in you.
Yeah, listen, I believe in me too, but we got to get out. We got to get out of here and get on to the next platform.
Yeah.
It's like the bird flying out of the nest.
I
you
guess
know.
So how do we get there? We need
We got to get people with money, and money.
Yeah, well.
That's it. So
we need talent.
But listen, where can people find you? Social media,
My
website.
name's so easy to spell. Don't mess it up. It's easy. It's 4 letters. Buda. I'm the only comedian on the planet. If you can't find my website or Twitter, then I don't need you as a fan because that means you can't read English.
The funny part is he's Italian and his name is Steven. It's Steven Buda.
Yeah, it's a mess. Let's not even go there. Who cares?
What
nationality? I'm American. I love these people. I'm Italian. I got pride. How? You can't control what you are.
No.
You can't have pride. You can have pride in things that, you can control.
It's all good.
You love it.
Well,
you
listen,
love the whole Italian thing.
No, I do.
You do. He lives for it, bro. I know. I could care less. Like, people are like, you're Italian? I'm like, I guess. Like, I could, like, what, What's an Italian American? What is it to be an Italian? You got to learn how to boil water here? That's it. You got to do
There's all different kinds of Italians, and I don't want to get into that. That's another situation.
Hey, listen, all I know is I like you, so that's all that matters. This show's great.
And I like you too.
Come on,
and I like you too.
I love this show, man. We need more people like you doing this stuff, man.
Listen, thank God thank God for the power of television with editing, because the editing is where the magic happens.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? And the guests and the staff and everything else. But website, could you?
BudaTheComedian.com and also acjokes.com. I mean, you got to come to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
We do shows every day, so you'll never miss a show.
Now, listen, I'll keep you on rotation. We're not going to keep you this long away from the show, but let's give it up for Buda, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll be back.
Order in my studio. All right, comedian Buda at a theater near you. But my next guest, he's a special guest. He's a good friend of mine, and without further introduction, let's give it up for actor, director, Paul Borghese. What's up, Paulie boy? What's going on, man?
Hey, and I magically appear in this seat. Isn't that great? The magic of television.
The magic of television.
The magic of television. Got a good-looking studio audience tonight, Johnny.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah,
I like that.
Now listen, you're hailing from Rockland County.
You like that word, hailing?
Yeah.
Everybody's hailing. Before we're going to go outside tonight, we hail outside.
It's going to be Joe
Franklin.
Franklin.
I'm hailing from Rockland County now.
Joe used to say that. I got stuck on it.
Joe Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Manhattan for 20 years, and I'm back in Rockland County in the suburbs.
It's nice up there.
Oh, I love it. Only 15 minutes from the George Washington Bridge, the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Uh-huh.
It's a great area.
Paul was on here 11 years ago. It was actually, I love the nostalgia thing when my past guests come on. It was April 28, 2011. I was just starting my third season. I was so wet behind the ears. And I watched it. I announced it. I go, let's. She announced, I go, all right, let's give him up. Like I said, like let's give him up. Like we're giving you up to the
Instead of
cops.
giving it up for?
I said, let's give it up for it. And I'm like, oh man. But you know, and it was like, it's only 11 years, and we look so much younger. It's like that.
Listen, that was 30 pounds ago, too.
Me
You
too.
were talking before about that. Yeah, I got to apologize for the 30 pounds since 11 years ago. When I come back, I'm going to be 30 pounds light. We're going to do a cycle. We're going to keep doing the cycle.
Both of us. We come back, forget about it.
That's all right. And we're not getting any taller either.
No, that's it. That's why we got to keep the weight off.
What are we going to do?
We'll be like Luke Costello.
Your makeup artist maybe look even back there, though.
Oh, she's great.
Nice.
Aga, yeah, she's been with me forever. Yeah. Now, Paul, going back from actor, director, what started you first? What was your love?
I kind of merged into both around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I started when I was in my 20s. I owned a pizza and pasta joint, and we wanted to do a commercial, a local commercial for the pizza and pasta joint. It was called Al Paulie's. My partner, whose name was Al, I was Paulie. We called it Al Paulie's. We had a wine and beer bar. And I got so caught up in doing the local commercial with the cable company, I got so excited that I said, I want to do this. So I went back to school after finishing college. I went to Center for the Media Arts to learn film and television production, and I went to HB Studios in Greenwich Village to start studying acting. So around the same time, so I was, I've always been working behind the camera in front of it. I won't say for how many years exactly, but because I just said it was my 20s, and you'll start calculating, and I'll be an old man. Yeah, because we always got to look like we're up and coming, right, Johnny?
100%.
Up and coming, right?
And never tell your age. You can't do it. But I mean, through the years you did a lot of stuff. But to bring it up and go back a little, that you're most known as, and a lot of people always come up to you, is from that HBO show 61, and that was the Roger Maris story.
Yeah, the HBO movie 61. It was about the Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris home run race, and that actually historically took place in 1961. And then 61 years later, Aaron Judge was, trying to beat Roger's record. Yeah. So I hoped it stayed at 61 because I was in the movie and I played Yogi Berra in the movie. If any of you have seen the movie, and I didn't want him to go to 62 because then 61 would have been a magic number for an even longer time, and I would have kept making more residuals. Because the movie would have played more.
And Paul's the only actor that ever portrayed Yogi Berra in a TV series or a movie. So I mean, that's good.
Yeah. Thank you. As a player, as a player, actually.
That was a great film.
Yeah, it was great. It had 12 Emmy nominations. We won. One of them was the winnings was a Best Ensemble Cast Emmy. So technically, I'm an Emmy Award winner.
Yeah.
So that was the greatest experience. Billy Crystal was the director of that film and the executive producer. It was just such a great cast, such an all-star cast. So that was probably the highlight of my career. And getting to know Yogi. Yeah. Getting to introduce to Yogi Berra and getting to spend time with him, talk with him, and he taught me and helped me how to switch hit.
That would have been nice.
So switch hit for the movie, which never made it onto the screen. You watch the whole movie; it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And you realize afterwards that the only Yankees that ever got up to bat were Mantle and Maris. So we went to baseball training camp. We did all that. I had to learn how to switch hit. but it was about Mantle and Maris.
It
wasn't about Yogi Berra. It wasn't about Whitey Ford. It wasn't about Moose Scourin. So it made sense.
And you could still see it if you just go in the archives of HBO. It's an HBO special, so it's out there. I just saw it on rotation recently. So okay, so let's move on. I know you have a funny story about the Oscar story. Why don't you tell me about that?
Oh, the Oscar story. Okay, I haven't won an Oscar. I think you knew that already. But it was just, I don't know how much of a funny story it is, but I remember it was 1 year I had done Sidney Lumet had directed a movie called Find Me Guilty. Have any of you here seen the movie Find Me Guilty? It's a Jackie DeNorcia story. It was a mob story movie. A lot of great people were in it. Vin Diesel played Jackie DeNorcia. Yeah. He had a full head of hair in the movie. Peter Dinklage was in it, who we all know now from Games of Thrones. Yeah. I could go on and on. Ron Silver. So I had played Gino Mascarpone in that movie, one of the main mob defendants in the movie. And Sidney Lumet was a famous director. I'm sure you all know. He directed the original 12 Angry Men, and forever was a great director. And then that also that same year, what did he direct? He directed. I was making the connection. Find Me Guilty. That was Sidney Lumet. And then it also just so happened that that year I did a movie called Transamerica. Yes. I don't know if everybody's seen Transamerica with Felicity Huffman. They were probably way ahead of their time with that movie, Transamerica, knowing what's going on now with the whole. I won't go. I'm not going to go there, but
you can't.
You know, and not that I have anything bad to say about it. I don't want to go there. And so the Oscars are on, and Felicity Huffman is up for Best Actress. And I was only in like 2-3 scenes as a cop, you know. And what do they do? The clip that they show of Felicity Huffman is with me.
That's nice.
Who arrested her son. So the phone starts ringing. I'm watching the Oscars. I'm watching Academy Awards, and you're on it, you know. And I'm like, well, you know, yeah, that's great. I didn't expect that. That was pretty cool. I'm not there, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then as the show went on, it turned out that Sidney Lumet was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he had just directed me in Find Me Guilty. And they were showing clips of his career. Next thing you know, the movie isn't even out yet, Find Me Guilty, and they're showing this clip from Find Me Guilty that I'm in, and the phone starts ringing again. I just saw you again on your friggin' Oscars. You know, it's like, awesome. You're not even there. So that was kind of the closest I've come to having anything to do with an Oscar.
Now, you worked with De Niro on several times, and you worked on the movie The Family. With who was in there? Michelle Pfeiffer and Tommy Lee Jones. And where was that? Filmed in France? You out there?
Yeah, I worked in France for a month working on The Family. I don't know if any of you have seen The Family. Every time I say, have you seen this or that, the audience just...
Yeah, they sit there
nobody nods, nobody says yes. I'm like, are these all movies I've been in nobody's seen?
Even if you didn't see them, say you've seen them.
It was called The Family. You know, I keep looking at this guy in the front, and I'm like, at least give me, smile at me, something, anything. Make me feel like there's a reason I'm here tonight. Johnny paid me a lot of money to be here.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that old saying: "Wise guys are right." Like wise guys are right all the time, even when they're wrong, they're right. So if you didn't see the movie, you saw it.
So we're talking about what movie?
The Family.
The memory goes as you put on weight.
Yeah, all of us.
We get older.
Yeah.
The Family. I was in France for a month, and Luc Besson directed the movie. He's a famous French director. And Robert De Niro was in it. Michelle Pfeiffer, Tommy Lee Jones, Dominic Lamberdozzi, who's now on.
He's great.
He's great. He's in everything now. He's a good friend of mine. I met him on 61. He played Moose Scourin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played the first baseman, Moose Scourin. And that was a great experience. That was a lot of fun. I played one of the 5 mob guys, hitmen, that finds Robert De Niro in, hiding out with his family in the protection program. So that was great. I worked with Bobby on that, and quite a few, just on The Irishman.
Yeah, let's skip into The Irishman. I was just going to tell that. And you had a great scene with Joe Pesci, but you also have a funny story about that too. How did that come about, that scene? Because I know you auditioned for a couple parts.
Well, I was actually in 4 scenes in The Irishman, but 3 of them got cut. So thank God one of them stayed in.
Yeah.
It was a scene in the materials store that Joe Pesci's character owned, and it was Robert De Niro was doing a voiceover during it, and I'm like one of his guys that comes in, mob guy, come in with an envelope full of cash, and I'm waiting for him, and then he comes out, and we talk for a couple of however long it was, and then I leave. So when we're doing the rehearsals, now when he saw me, he said, "I haven't seen you in a long time. How's your father doing?" And I says, "Oh, Joe, my father passed away. He's not here." And he was, "Oh, geez, I didn't know," because our family business was B&G Clothes in Little Italy of the Bronx on Arthur Avenue, 187th Street. And Joe used to get his suits there, and all the guys did. So he knew my dad. And so I said, hey, he's, oh, God, I didn't know. I hadn't heard that he was gone. I'm so sorry, this and that. Tell your mom I said hello. So we're rehearsing, and every time I did the scene with him, when I leave the store, after I give him the envelope, he says, and make sure you tell your father I said hello. He said it when we rehearsed, you know. I didn't say anything. Rehearsed. And then Martin Scorsese does things forever. So, like, we spent the whole day doing the one scene. So, and every time we finished the scene, and it wasn't in the script, Joe Pesci says, and don't forget to say hello to your father for me. And I said, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say nothing. So we finally had done, and Martin Scorsese wrapped the scene out. I said, Joe, you know, I got to ask you. I said, that wasn't in the script, and I don't think it has anything to do with our characters because we never established that you know my father. Was that kind of a personal me and you thing, or was that like part of the story? He goes, no, kid. He goes, that was for you. That was a gift. I was saying, say hello to your father. Now you can go home and tell your mother, Mom, when you see the Irishman, Joe is like saying to say hello to Dad. You know, you carry that with you forever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I'm getting like kind of chills or choked up just thinking of it, you know, because it was that a generous thing for an actor to do on set.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so kudos to Joe Pesci. Yeah. He deserves a big one for that.
Yeah.
What's that thing there?
This?
Yeah.
That means no good. This I took off the principal's desk a long time ago. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I don't care. What are you going to do, arrest me? I took this off the principal desk at some high school years ago that I did plastering work out of.
Remember they had those too, yeah.
You remember Marty Marmo, right?
Marty Marmo?
Ronnie Marmo, the actor.
Oh, Ronnie Marmo.
Yeah. he comes on the show, he goes, what's that, bread? Bread, please.
Yeah, like when I go to the post office and they're not at the counter. I'm always looking at it, and should I hit it? Are they going to hate me for touching the bell?
Yeah.
You know, because they're back there you know. So I try to not to. But you know what I always steal at the post office? I shouldn't say this on TV.
Yeah.
You know when they come up with new stamps all the time, and they have a little card there, and they're magnets, so they show you what kind of stamps they have.
Yeah.
Sometimes they got really cool ones, and I always take the little magnet. And I bring them home, give it to my mother from the refrigerator.
Yeah,
so, look at this one. It says love. Look at this one. It's a Christmas one.
It's an Italian thing.
It's an Italian thing?
It's an Italian thing,
now I'm going to get arrested after this. They're going to be outside waiting for me. That's the guy. That's the guy. We found out. And they didn't have it. They came out with the Yogi Berra Forever postage stamp. Are any of you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I went to the special launch of that and signed autographs, you know, as the actor that played him. And I got so much cool Yogis to the postage stamps, and they didn't have them at the post office. Must have been somebody from the post office kept it, the one. And that one magnet, I went in there. I'm going to get that magnet, the Yogi one. And they never put that one up.
That's awesome. I used to take all the, when I used to go pay my cable bill, and they had, the Sopranos prop or a Boardwalk Empire prop or Entourage. I'd be like, okay, cool.
In the post office?
No, in the cable, when you go pay your cable bill, and it tells you all the shows are on there.
The other thing used to be in a post up all the time was back in the day, Johnny's picture used to always be up in the post office. Remember? Profile in front.
Yeah, the wise guy in rock and roll used to call me when I was in the music business.
That's because he was a wanted man.
Dead or alive.
He's trying to change it to something else. I'm kidding. No, he was always a good boy.
That's listen. What's that called? I'm a sinner I'm a saint and a sinner.
What are you? Saint and a sinner. It's a song, right? What song is that? Somebody of us know. Out of these 300 people out of here, no one knows what did you give them before they came in here? Did you drug them?
No, someone gave them some of those. Them? I think Catherine brought in some of those brownies in here.
Oh, that's what it is.
So now listen, let's get into some of these. We got some time left. Some of these films that he directed, indie and feature films, to name a few: For Deadly Reasons, Searching for Bobby D, Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn, back in the day, and then you have that one that you played the lead in, Vino Bonaducci, Bonaducci, right?
Bonafanti.
There you go.
Danny Bonaducci.
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, that's from the Partridge Family.
Talk about it.
Remember the Partridge Family?
We love Danny.
Okay. Yeah, no, as a director, I've directed a number of feature films, quite a few. My first one was For Deadly Reasons in 1999. Mm-hmm. I moved on to Searching for Bobby D. You had just mentioned Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn. Yeah. Back in the day, quite a few other ones, documentaries. And I've directed a lot of great people.
Tell them about all the people that you pull on this thing.
Everybody. From some of our friends that aren't around anymore, like Vinny Vella and Joe Regano and Leo Rossi's still around. He was in our first film. But Alec Baldwin has been in one of my films. Danny Glover, Armando Assante, Kathy Moriarty, Ice-T, Ja Rule, William DeMeo, Michael Madsen,
Vinny Pastore.
Vinny Pastore, of course. My cousin Tony Darrow.
Yeah.
You know Tony Darrow?
Yeah, Tony Darrow's the man from, he's in every thing, Goodfellas and Analyze This, but he was in...
Goodfellas, the bottle broken over his head, Goodfellas. He was Sonny Buns at the club. So I've been very blessed to have directed such great actors, you know, and also I've related Carmen Electra, Sandra Bernhard. I mean, you know,
Mike Tyson
Michael Nouri, Mike Tyson was in the last boxing movie that I directed, and I only play a small role if it's a movie I'm directing. I won't try to take on too much. I think that's That's a farce when somebody says they've directed the whole movie.
It's nice if you can see the director just pop up for a couple of minutes or a minute or two. That's always cool.
I do a little cameo, a little something to have a little fun. But
yeah. Now, what's up in the future? Like, what's the next project for you right now? You know, you did something with, something with friends or something.
I start at Home Depot tomorrow.
Okay.
That's going to be like 8 to 4 every day.
Yeah.
And every other Sunday.
That's what happens.
That's what happens in our career. No, I'm kidding. Thank God the career's been good to me. It's been behind the camera, in front of the camera.
It keeps you afloat.
God bless. The union gives you a pension. We got residuals coming in. There's always new work, you know. So I've been very fortunate to have made a living in this industry, which is a very, very tough industry to make a living in. So
very tough industry.
You know, I feel for all the young actors out there and everybody that's struggling, and the people that have given their lives to it and don't know what to do now because they can't do anything else. And the pandemic really hurt actors. I mean, everything shut down, so it's musicians, comedians, everybody, right? I feel for them too. It's not scary. So much the comedians, but no, I'm only kidding. He's out there somewhere. It was a joke. So we were talking about a couple of movies I've been involved with. Yes, I was just involved with, which was different for me because I'm always playing either a mob guy or a cop or a detective, and most of the films I've directed have been mob genre films, and just something I fell into. I guess between the look and knowing a little bit about the life, you know, and then I met a director called John Martoscia, and he really believed in me as an actor, and he wrote this film called Vito Bonifaci, a faith-based film, and I played the lead in it, and I'm very proud of that film. It got great reviews in the New York Times. It had a theatrical release. Then he made another movie, which I then became a producer on with him, called Death of a Tree. Yeah. And Ronnie Marmo, who you mentioned, played the lead in it. Great actor. And the last movie that we just made together that I was co-producer on and returned as Vito Bonifaci in all three movies at his choice. The last one, Bobby Finaro played the lead in it. Something with friends. That was the last one. No, that was a different movie. Yeah, I can't keep up with you. Yeah, Vito Bonifaci. Death of a Tree, and this one's called Critical Acclaim. Okay, cool. So those are three faith-based. The one you're talking about, a movie with all my friends, there's a young, up-and-coming filmmaker, actress. Her name is Aiden Skye, and she's also a performer. She sings in a band, and I met her on the set of a TV pilot, which is called The Fortunato's Witch Mafia, which I just worked on, and I played Uncle Tony, and hopefully it'll become a TV series. And it's sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, Goodfellas, meets Charmed meets Stranger Things. If you could picture something like that. I have these three nieces that are like almost like witches, but I'm like a mob guy. And I met her, and she got this independent film made, and I became a co-producer on it with her because I helped her in a lot of ways with it. And it happens a lot like that. I'll get cast in a movie, and because I'm a filmmaker, a lot of times I'll know more than the filmmaker that's directing me. So I help them with cast. I get them this one in the movie. That I get them a cinematographer. Next thing, it's like, can I give you a producer credit on this? I said, yeah, sure. Of course, definitely, 100%. Doesn't always come with money. You know, now that's listen, okay. That's almost your time, but I want us to talk about that. Paul runs this big Italian fest every year. It was on his trophy year this year, and it's in Tampa, New York. It's the Italian Festival Carnival. What's the real name of it? Yeah, I belong to the Sons of Italy. Yeah. The Blauvelt Sons of Italy in particular, as far as the one I belong to, in Blauvelt, New York. And every year we have an Italian feast and carnival, an annual Italian feast and carnival. I'm one of the originators. Yeah, it's big. And I'm the entertainment director and MC, and we have 4 days of live entertainment. And it's in Tappan, New York, in Rockland County, and it's amazing. It's in a big park, an enclosed park, and it's a family atmosphere for couples, families, no riffraff, and we hit record numbers this year as far as attendance. So if you're ever looking to go to a different kind of Italian feast and you don't want to walk just through the streets of Manhattan and get pickpocketed, come to our Italian feast.
It's an old school feast.
And
a lot of cops
old
around
school.
there.
Johnny came. We awarded him with something. He came up on a stage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we have a lot of police. A lot of the members are cops, and
he gets a lot of his celebrity friends that come down there all the time to support. And Dominic Cinesi from The Sopranos sang down there with Al Sapienza, and just keep going on.
We've honored someone every year. We've honored Armand Asante and Joe Corsi, and this year Catherine Narducci, who I'm sure a lot of you know from The Sopranos and many other shows.
Sweetheart.
We honored Kathy this year for accomplishments as an Italian American actress. I'm talking fast because I feel like, we only have so much time to talk about stuff.
Mike Rispoli, right?
Michael Rispoli grew up in this town with me. We're childhood friends, so from Tappan, New York, and Michael was awarded one year. So we've had a lot of, Tony Lip, who the movie The Green Book was about. Tony Lip would come every year to the feast, and he had his book that was called Shut Up and Eat. Okay. And I'd give him a little booth, and he'd have all his books, and everybody would sign. And God bless. A moment of silence for his son that died, Frank. We just got the news today, but we've had a lot of great people, a lot of biggies come to the feast. Danny Aiello, one year we honored Danny Aiello.
Yeah, remember.
God bless his soul. So thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that.
No.
Is everybody going to come to my Italian feast next year?
You gotta. It's cheap, and it's only $5 to get in.
It's only $5 donation to get in. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
free parking, free live entertainment.
They got the best sausages and peppers there. Everything. Ugh. Forget it. Yeah. Really
he just said that.
I know.
Listen, no riffraff. We'll make an exception for you.
I don't know. We can't even talk about that. but anyway.
I know you a long time, Johnny.
Yeah, we do.
He's a good man, this guy. Let's have a big hand for Johnny Potenza.
Hey.
He's a good man.
P. So yeah, but listen, it's been a labor of love, this whole thing. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Meet a lot of new people, a lot of friends. But as I said, it's time for us to expand, and God willing, it'll happen. Just got to keep working hard.
I think it could happen for you.
We just got to keep on plugging, right?
We need sponsors, right? This is going to air.
Yeah.
So if anybody's watching this, you want to be a sponsor of the Late Night with Johnny P show.
Yeah.
This is the place to come. And if you don't come here, I'm going to come and see you.
That's it.
Okay? So Johnny P, become his sponsor so we can get a bigger studio, right?
Yeah. Well, this is the deal. We can't have sponsors here, but we'll bring them in for the future, and then down the road we'll just take the circus to.
So for now, I'll just collect the money and I'll hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then when he's ready for it, I'll give it to him.
That's what we got to do.
That's a good way, right?
Well, Paul, it's always a great time. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and I hope there's many more times and more fun things to do, and hopefully maybe we'll be working together.
We're going to both be 25, 30 pounds lighter next time, right?
Listen, we have to, because we look that much better.
That's right.
Everybody, Paul Borghese. Yeah.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Right, it's about that time for the night for our musical act, and this is what you've all been waiting for, so get your earplugs ready, and let's give it up for Dr. Dave and the Holy Flynnity.
I pray the buck will make me freaky. I shall die before I wake it. Allow me, Lord, to rock out naked. Born of the ordinary, time to take a trip. Calling up a little girl with a bow and lickety split. Go snap, snap. Girl getting up all in my lap. The tallest tree, the sweetest sap. Blowing my ass right off the map. Ooh. And it's nice out here.
All right, let's give it up for these guys. All right, I'm going to be, what's this, Vince Neil right now. All right, fellas, listen, we ran out of time tonight. Unfortunately, we're over scheduled, but I'd like to say special thanks to the band. We got Dave Flynn, we have Derek Flynn, and we have Dylan Flynn. Let's give it up for the boys. I got my boy Paul Borghese over here. What's up, Paulie boy?
He hopes you're all... Yeah, I'm back. I forgot to give him something when I was on.
What do you
got?
got?
You a nice cigar.
Oh, mint.
A nice Arturo Fuente big cigar. A big cigar for a big guy.
I love it. Thank you so much.
All right, I'll let you talk to your audience and everybody, and I'm going to go home now. The limo you ordered for me is outside.
All right, Paul Borghese, everybody.
Good night, Johnny.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Paulie from Nucci's Restaurant again for all the food that he supplied. If you want to get us on social media, just johnnyptv.com. Get us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, ClickClock, whatever else they got. But we'll see you for the rest of the 2023. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. My next guest tonight, she's hailing straight from Westchester, so let's give an up-late welcome for the lovely and the charming Tara Cannistraci.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Johnny mentioned I came from Westchester. I'm originally a Bronx girl. So we got the Bronx in the house, definitely. I came from the Bronx tonight. It was a really quick flight to get here. Are we still in New York? Is Staten Island still? I know, I'm going to go there. No, I got to be honest. Clap it up if you're from Staten Island. Absolutely. It feels good to be in New York. I'm traveling all the time now. I'm in Canada every month performing. And I got to be honest, those Canadians, so much nicer than you guys, right? Like, that stereotype is so true. But I realize there's nothing, and there is nothing like a New York audience. Right? Clap it up for yourself. You don't realize how special we are, you know? We hear things, we perceive things differently than they do anywhere else in the world, right? I see you shaking your head. Yes, absolutely. I was in Canada last week, and I went to a store. The kid behind the counter was like, you can get 15% off your purchase if you sign up. I said, okay. He said, what's your first name? Tara. What's your last name? Cannistraci. What's your street name? I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes my friends call me T-Money. I'm like, what do you want to know my street name for? He's like, I meant what street do you live on? So it feels good to be in Staten Island with people who get me, right? Yeah. I'm an Italian. We have Italian women here. Oh, Italian women, be honest, we're so different, right, than white women. Right. My best friend is this girl, Kimberly. She's a white girl. She's from Virginia. You know, Kim is so white, her nana lives in another state. Right? I was like, I didn't know your grandmother could live anywhere but your basement. Right? I'm like, she lives in D.C., and whose basement is this woman living in? But, no, Kim is so white. She called me last weekend, hysterical crying, because her boyfriend never came home. I'm like, go online and track his cell phone. Right? Because that's what Italian and Spanish women do. Right. She went online. She tracked the phone. She found it 25 minutes away from the bar he was at a hotel. And the next words out of her mouth were, I hope he's okay. I was like, I hope he's lying in a pool of his own blood, right? I'm Italian. I don't play. Where are my Italian men? I know we have Italian men here at Johnny P Show, right? I gotta be honest, I'm an Italian, but I never dated Italian guys. You know, because I like to speak for myself. I'll do it. You guys like impressions? I'll do an impression of what it's like being on a date with an Italian guy, right? He's like, how do you like that steak? It's great, right? Have you ever had wine like this before? Never. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? I haven't said anything yet, right? He's like, I bet you don't even know about this place till I took you here. I know. You're welcome. I mean, borough people are my people. But you can't run into an Italian guy from a borough because that man is having a conversation all by himself, right? You know this guy, you see him on the avenue, right? He's like, hey, how are you? Good? How's everything, all right? How's your mom? Good? Give him my regards. He's like, do you remember? Forget about it. I know you do. It was good seeing you. I'll see you soon, all right? Promise, you promise. At one point, and I don't want to insult my own people, at one point I was like, I can't even date a professional Italian guy. I was getting hooked up with a chiropractor, right? His name was Dr. Bello. Right? For this joke, pretend that chiropractors are real doctors. Dr. Bello, right? I go on his website, because that's what we do. We look them up, right? And on his website, it said, Dr. Joey Bello. I'm like, there are no professional Joeys. Right? Think back. What was the Russian dictator's name? Right? Joey? Stalin? No? You're in Staten Island, you guys shopping at Trader Joey's? Like, is that... I'm like, my little Italian grandmother in all her years never cried out, Jesus, a Mary and a Joey. And he was just a carpenter. For my few Catholics here. No, I never dated an Italian guy, but I always wanted to sleep with one. Right? Yeah, just so I could be like, how's this feel? Great, right? Have you ever had it like this before? Never. I bet you want to get me pregnant. I know you want to marry me. Promise, you promise. Just I don't know why I was on top the whole time. That's a misrepresentation, but I'm tired. I said the only Italian man I'm ever going to love in my life is my father. Right? I'm a daddy's little girl, you know? And in 2020, he celebrates, I'll say it on TV, he celebrates 14 years sober. Thank you. Thank you. So proud. He even told me, he said, Tara, the hardest part about getting sober was having to tell you that I was an alcoholic. Right? I was like, oh my God, Dad. I knew. I totally knew, right? Like leaving for school in the morning, none of the other kids' dads were sleeping on the lawn. In my childhood videos, it looked like him and I were learning how to walk at the same time. Daddy's first steps. Now they're at 12. That side of the room are the addicts. And you. Okay. I like to identify. I'm actually a liar. I got engaged to an Italian guy in January, so. Okay. You applaud like you know my mother. She's thrilled. Too bad. Johnny. I like when Johnny heckles me. It's good. No, I got engaged downtown at the Friars Club. If you guys don't know it, it's a huge entertainment club in New York City. It's world-renowned. I mean, Frank Sinatra played there, Dean Martin, Carol Burnett. You walk in there, and it's majestic, you know, wood floors, and I had a show down there. So I walk in, they greet me. They said, all right, Tara, you're up next to perform in the Milton Ballroom. So excited. I walk in, and the room is completely empty. And there he was, down on one knee with roses. Right, I know. He's like, will you marry me? Right. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm not performing tonight? Like, I was a little disappointed, you know, but it's good. I'll leave you guys with this. I'm watching the news a lot lately, and they just said the only way we're going to fix prisons is if we fix schools. Right? You know, makes sense when you think about it, right? Like, teach them right, and then they won't end up in jail. Right? We have teachers in the house tonight? Any teachers? Good. Let's talk about them. Teachers. And my idea of this is schools are already like prisons. Right? Teachers talk to each other like they're inmates. Have you ever heard of teachers are like, how much time have you done? How many more years till you're out? Right, a new teacher comes in, they're like, the first year's rough, but then you get used to it. Right, don't drop the chalk. Everyone in the school is like a prisoner. Your kids, right? They have meals on paper trays. They have lockdowns now. Right, they go out in the yard for an hour a day. And then there's the sodomy, you know. Oh, no, just Catholic schools? All right, guys. Or if there's a wrestling team. That was where I went too much? Was that too much? All right, guys, you've been great. Thank you so much. I'm Tara Cannistraci. You can find me on tarajokes.com.
All right, Tara Cannistraci. What a beautiful, great talent.